told a lot of stories tonight already, because that's what we like to do. We like to tell stories. That's what good music should be about, I think. You know, with stories, with good music behind it. You get the point. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and tell another story. Now, this is a true story, but all the names have been changed to protect people that really were never all that innocent ever. So, and the name of this story is Getting Pulled Over Just North of El Paso with Stuff in the Trunk That Shouldn't Ought to Be There, Blues. And I know that's kind of a long title, so for short, we usually just affectionately call this song Sobriety. I do believe this is the first time that this story has ever been told live on the internet in front of people. I hope the feds aren't watching. All right. Don't they got a nice groove going on over there? Yeah. This is a badass band, you know. I'm a lucky man. It's true. They'll come out here, you know, a few weeks before Christmas and lay down some solid jams so I can talk in rhyme to you fine people. It's nice. All right, so I already got sidetracked. I haven't even started telling you all this story. It goes something like this. I was driving hard at El Paso. I had 12 kilos in the trunk. If I'd been maybe just a little bit smarter, I might have stopped and thunk a better hiding place than just to throw them in the back. But my buddy said, it'll be okay. And I said, you sure about that? Jack said, don't you worry, I'm as smooth a talker as can be. And if we get pulled over, you just leave the talking to me. And it was just about that time I saw the lights in the rearview mirror. So I pulled over, the cop walked up and made his intentions clear. He said, we don't take too kindly to long-haired hippie type. But I might not even have pulled you over if I hadn't seen you hitting that pipe. And for smoking marijuana, there's sure to be a fine to pay. So I looked over at my buddy Jack. You know what? He didn't have a thing to say. Not a thing to say, you know? He just sat there. Nothing. What? Yeah. So I turned back to the cop and realized this sure wasn't my day. I looked at him right in the eyes. This is what I had to say. It ain't my fault that I love the taste of cocaine. And my favorite thing is just smoking J's in the rain. Don't even get me started about LSD. Oh, can't you see that I'm really not into sobriety? That was a mighty nice solo there. Thank you very much. Mr. Eric Ross on the saxophone. Oh, yeah. So this cop, right. Yeah. Let's see.
I
Please now, officer, won't you try and understand? I'm really not a criminal, I'm not a jail-deserving man. But every now and again, I love to indulge myself so. And really, all I had on me was this just one bowl. And the cop scratched his head as he considered my plea. He said, you know, in all my years of highway patrolling, I ain't never heard such honesty. And maybe I was wrong, perhaps you're not a dirty skunk. And maybe I'll let you go after I have a look inside your trunk. Yeah, in the trunk. Remember back at the beginning of the story, the 12 kilos, just throw it in the trunk. That's the only thing the cop wanted to do was look at the trunk where all that was. See, 4 days later, I was standing in front of a judge, and he said, son, the law's the law, and on that I cannot budge. But before I make my ruling upon your fate, I'd like to hear what to this court you might have to relate. So I thought for a second about my last 4 days. I look at man straight in the eyes, and this is what I had to say. It ain't my fault that I love the taste of cocaine, and my favorite thing is just smoking J's in the rain. Don't even get me started about LSD. Oh, can't you see that I'm really not into sobriety? Oh, yeah. Well, then I did my time, and you know I cried some tears. I'm just glad the whole thing's behind me by, a couple of years. Just the other day ago, imagine my surprise when I looked up rather suddenly right into Jack's eyes. And you remember Jack, the one who'd said just play it cool, and then he sat there shaking in his boots, a smooth-talking fool. Seems that in the courtroom he had finally found his voice. He said, I know it's within your honor to make the right choice. You see, the car was his, the stuff was his. I've committed no crime, and somehow Jack got off without doing any time. And then Jack bought 3 laundromats and married a trophy wife. He drove expensive cars, ate caviar, lived a rich man's life, all upon some money that'd been put to his bank by his Mexican named Fernando, who we never got to thank. But there's just one thing that I'm sure shit still makes Jack laugh, 'cause out of all that money I was supposed to get half. Half. You think I got any of that? No. Not 1 penny. And I did the time. I know. Jack thought that was all pretty cool. Yeah, he sure did. And then, after all that, then he had the nerve to say, old friend, it's been too long, and I disgusted by all this, I added some verses to this here very song. You see, there were three mysterious fires. There were three mysterious fires, but I wasn't supposed to say that part yet. See, they're new verses, so I've messed them up already. See, I saw Jack and I added some verses to the song. And don't worry, it's almost over. See, my song is almost over. I swear I've just about had my say. That's all I forgot, because there was this funny thing that happened just yesterday. There were three mysterious fires in different parts of town. Seems that some unknown arsonist burnt Jack's laundromats. Right down. And they ain't caught him yet, and I sure hope it stays that way. But if they ever do, bet I know what it is he'll say. It ain't my fault that I love the taste of cocaine. Or that my favorite thing is just smoking J's in the rain. And don't even get me started about I'm really not into sobriety. Yeah, right on. Sobriety. Getting pulled over just north of El Paso with stuff in his trunk that shouldn't ought to be there. Blues.